All right, here we are with Mateo Tapia. How are you, mate? First off, you've had a very interesting last couple of weeks. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, one hurricane came through. We decided to stay. Nothing happened, which is good. It was very windy. But then this second one, Hurricane Milton, came through, and yeah, we had to evacuate. We went to Miami for 2 days, not knowing we're going to come back. The only way, we actually went back home to Tampa, to St. Petersburg, from our cat cameras. Like, they were still on, still working, so we knew we had power, so we went back home. We got to go back home.
First off, Crystal's well, yourself as well. There was no injuries, nothing from it.
Yeah, nothing. Just a bit of kerfuffle running around, getting out of there, and getting back. A bit of traffic.
Tell everyone a bit about yourself, because you last fought against Gonzalez, and then you actually fought over here earlier on in the year at Plant City against Robles. Where are you living now, and where are you basing out of?
So I'm living now in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is Tampa Bay area, I think. I think that's what they call it. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's very nice.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, it's semi like home. The weather's very similar. You get no hurricanes back home, but when you have good days here, the weather's like home.
Tell us about when you found out about fighting Andriy Saavedra. This is a big fight on a big platform. And how did this fight come about? Look, with your team at No Limit and obviously the guys at PBC.
Yeah, look, I knew this fight was going to happen at one point. It happened a lot quicker than we thought. We're supposed to fight in August on Nikita's undercard, but No Limit gave us the opportunity to fight on Tim's undercard. So we just had to wait an extra few weeks. And Andriy Saavedra's name came pretty quick, and I said yes, and he said yes, and yeah, that was a pretty quick fight to make.
You fought a few times overseas, obviously from Mexican descent, and you're very, very proud of it. But it must mean so much for yourself because you wanted to get over here. I know you've done it on a couple of smaller platforms, but it must mean so much for you to finally get back over here and do it once again.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to be waving the Australian flag loud and proud, and I'm going to be waving my Mexican heritage out there too. It's a different feeling fighting over here on the big platform.
What do you know about Saavedra? I know the Australian boxing scene recently that he fought Isaac Harbin, and Isaac Harbin I thought did very, very well in that fight, and then obviously the fight swung, and obviously Saavedra got the done. But what do you and your team know a lot about him and what he's about?
Look, I know he's a tough fighter. I know he's a good fighter. I know he's got good technique, good head movement, a good set of punches. And I know he's coming from Tijuana, Mexico. That's where I was born, so I know how they fight. I know what they bring to the table, but it's nothing I haven't seen before. I know what he's going to bring, and I know I'm ready for it.
For those who don't know, we've got two belts on the line here. We've got the WBO Intercontinental and the IBF International.
Yeah.
Mateo, this is a big fight in terms of getting you very, very, very highly ranked, and this obviously, and I'll get to it in a second, some big names. It doesn't quite, for where you're at in your career, it doesn't really quite get much bigger than this.
No, I think this is the biggest fight of my life. I like having that pressure because it's going to make me perform. The middleweight division's open at the moment. I just leave that to my managers and my promotional team, No Limit. They deal with that, but I just have to get past this fight first, and those doors will open.
For you too, you're a bit of an alliance now. I know you've had history with George and obviously Tim, and when I say history, in good ways, you know, you've fought on certain cards back at Sydney and that, but for you and Tim now, we're on the other side of the world and fighting on the same card. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, been sparring with Tim since I've been little. Not little, but the last couple of years. To know he's at this stage and he's here doing this, I believe I can do it too one day.
He fights at 154 and 160. I hope we never see you two have to maybe fight one day. Because you have fought at super middle.
Yeah, look, I don't think that's a topic right now. Maybe it could be one day if Tim wants to punch on for a few millions of dollars back home. Bring it on, Tim, but that's not a topic at the moment. We've got two fights, important fights. Tim's got a world title fight, and I've got a fight that I've got to open some doors in.
There's been some big fights over the last couple of months in the middleweight division, and one was just recently.
Yep.
The guys from No Limit did Janabak versus Andrei Mikhailovich. I know it was a bit of an interesting build-up. I know it's hard for us over here, and I was actually over here at the same time as you. I didn't really get to see it and watch it, but your take on that fight and everything that went down there?
Yeah, I mean, I've sparred Janabak a lot.
I know.
I didn't show him too many of my cards, but when I was in there, I knew I'm at this level, and you know, I can disrupt a few feathers in the middleweight division. So if that opportunity ever came one day, I'll be happy to take it. But like I said first, my mind's on this fight on Saturday. That's it.
Talk a little bit about your Mexican heritage and that. There's one guy right now, Canelo, who's just going on leaps and bounds, and people say he's the face of boxing and that. What about his last fight against Belanga, and how special is he to you? Obviously he's Mexican and that, but how much do you take from him?
I take a lot from him. Knowing where he's come from and how he's done it and what he's done in the sport, man, it's something that I really admire, and I want to, obviously be there one day.
Do you think you'll fight Benavidez?
Benavidez?
Yeah.
Canelo?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think we'll ever see that fight.
Does he need to fight him?
I don't think so.
Just let it be?
Yeah, let it be. Canelo's got it. I reckon Canelo has a few more fights in him, and that's it. He just wants to ride out into the sunset. But I don't think we'll see that fight. It's too dangerous of a fight for Canelo. I love Canelo, I respect him, but I think Benavidez can really do some damage.